the prep area after they CNC the big machine here, mills all of the speakers. So if we look at these parts, is a wing material that is for the Alex V, and it comes out of material that is this thick. Okay, so the bigger, you know, we do blocks. So we're machining all of this out to get this part. So they still have to machine this side, but they've already machined this side. And they'll use these tools. They're sharp, solid carbide bits. Gonna feel them. Careful. And as the bits get dull, we resharpen them, and then we can recycle them when the life is done. I have another like the Alexia V. So they're machining this side, and then they machine the inside. It goes on here, like this. Connects together like this. You can see how thick it is. It's very thick. So they assemble it together as like a puzzle. So it gets a little loud. We have to be careful not to get too close because it moves. But they're running both tables at the same time. And then we'll go look, after they're assembled, we'll look in the heat room where they dry for a number of days. Okay. You see the tools? These are the tools they use on the machine. You can see different types that are made for different cut processes. And sometimes we'll make custom tools, sometimes they're off-the-shelf tools. This area is where, after the speakers are machined, they'll do the prep work inside, and they'll build them here in this area, and they go in the heat room over here. So that's how this is the watt, the top of the watt puppy, and this gives you an example of what they have to do as they're assembling it. And it stays in here for at least 3 days, 100 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. After it's been in clamps for at least 1 day, then they'll take the clamps off and they'll leave them in here, and they'll stay in. And then they go through the door in an elevator to go upstairs.
And you need a temperature like this to fix the products?
Yes. The temperature like this helps the adhesive that we use. So we've worked with the manufacturer to design the adhesive that we use here for its mechanical and acoustic properties. And then it stays in here 3 days to help it be consistently dry inside and outside. The glue. Yes. And so you can see, you know, the glue is here. It's dry enough to touch, but we keep it like this.
Dry enough.
It's dry enough to touch, yes.
It's also, right?
Yes. We want to make sure that it's completely sealed, and we'll sand this to finish it. Here all of the sheets and blocks that come in, different thicknesses. So 3/4 inch, 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 1.25 inches. He brings it all in here and puts it on the machine. So these foil boards go onto the machine. They're like the templates. Those go on first, and then the flat stock goes on second, and it sucks it down in the machine so it doesn't move. So normally it'd have big pallets in front, and he would slide them on the machine, but because he's flipping the side over and doing the other side, he doesn't have the piece there right now. Acoustic diodes that go on the bottom of the speaker. So they're connected together. They cut these apart individually, and these go on the feet of the speaker. You know, this would be like the grill of a speaker. They have to cut this out so it doesn't move on the machine. This is left inside because it'll move on the machine, and that would ruin the part. So they finish it here, so it looks more like this for a grill. So we're going from this to this. Go upstairs here. So here's Sasha V.
Alexia.
So Alexia, Sasha V. And so this looks a lot different than the finished ones downstairs. But they have to cut all of these off. It's been through the heat room, and so now they can sand and shape. But they have to get rid of all of the machine marks, and there's a lot of work, handwork that has to be done, including underneath sanding, and in between the enclosures as well. So Alexia V, Wham, Submerge, Master Subsonics, Sasha V sanded. So now this is in process. So this, I'll grab this to this, right? So now you're looking at all of this. And inside here, the finished work.
Okay.
After machining downstairs and glue, and then the heat room, then it comes up here. They finish it to this up here. Okay, I'll show you inside this room. Well, let's see. So you see more Sabrina's Tune Tots. Remember downstairs where I was showing you the piece? That's what this is. So it goes back on the machine. They machine it some more once it's assembled together. But this, and then they finish it up, finish sanding here. Yes. Yes. Sanding. So even the tune tot, if you see there's a tune tot here, the front bevel's on the top, so they do that up here. So see, these have to be cut like that.
Okay.
That's done up here. They sand the front flat to make sure it's consistent. They sand this to match this, and then they do all the handwork back here as well. It takes 17 people to make these tune tots from beginning to end when it ships.
17 people.
17 hands touch.
Wow.
So if we go in here, we'll see some of the tools they use. So they use a large block like this for flat surfaces. 40 grit sandpaper. They start with 40 grit, and they manpower.
Whoa.
Yes. They use sometimes these tools.
Okay.
They use this 5-inch, 8-inch sanders, square to get in there. Sometimes they're using angle pieces like this to get inside. These tools here, and then they use smaller blocks like this. They start with 40 grit, they do 80 grit, and then 180.
Oh, very fine.
Very fine, okay, in this shop. There's another, this one. Two people. Two people.